Hello there, young friends, and welcome to a very special edition of our Explainer. Today, we're going on an amazing journey to uncover a real-life superpower. It's a superpower that's actually hidden right inside one of the most famous fairy tales of all time. Are you ready to find out what it is? Let's get right into it. Okay, so let's dive into this. What is the absolute greatest magic of all? Take a quick second to think about it. Is it, a sparkly magic wand? Maybe the ability to fly or turn invisible? Well, what if I told you that the most powerful magic in the whole world isn't something you can just cast with a spell, but something you already have right inside of you? Let's see how our story proves this. Section 1. Meet kind little Ella. So, our story begins once upon a time with a super happy young girl named Ella. Her days were just full of sunshine and fun with her loving father. But sadly, that happiness didn't last forever. When Ella's father passed away, she was left all alone with her new stepmother, a very cold and unkind woman named Lady Tremaine, who completely took over the house. It's so clear when we see the big difference in Ella's new home. Lady Tremaine brought along her two daughters, Anastasia and Drizella. Just think about how loud, messy, and frankly cruel they were, treating poor Ella exactly like a servant. But even though she was living with such difficult people, Ella remained incredibly kind, gentle, and hardworking. Because she was always scrubbing the fireplaces and covered in cinders, they cruelly changed her name to Cinderella. Can you even imagine having to do chores all day long? Just think about Cinderella's daily list. She literally had to work from the second the sun came up until the sun went down. She had to cook all the meals, wash all the dishes, and clean all the clothes. They treated her so unfairly, just forcing her to do absolutely everything while they basically did nothing. Now, what's really interesting here is Cinderella's attitude through all of this. She was forced to live in a dark, dusty attic, but listen to what she tells the little mice and birds who lived up there with her. Don't worry, little friends, someday things will be better. She had so much hope, and she chose to be sweet to her animal friends, even when her own life was just incredibly hard. Section 2. Choosing kindness every day. Suddenly, some truly exciting news arrived. The king was hosting a royal ball, and every single maiden in the land was invited. Cinderella happily thought she could fix up her mother's old dress to wear. While her little animal friends secretly worked to help sew it, her stepmother came up with a cruel plan to stop her. Just listen to this massive list of extra chores. Clean the windows, wash the curtains, scrub the terrace, polish the silver. Poor Cinderella worked all day long and had zero time left to finish her dress. But remember those little animal friends she was always so kind to? Well, they had a wonderful surprise waiting for her up in the attic. They had actually finished the dress for her. Cinderella put it on and ran downstairs, so incredibly excited to go. But when her jealous stepsisters saw her, they falsely claimed she had stolen the ribbon and beads. And right there in the hallway, they literally tore Cinderella's beautiful dress to pieces. They left for the ball, leaving Cinderella all alone in the dark house, just crying. She ran out into the garden, completely heartbroken, feeling like she had absolutely nothing left in the world. Section 3. A magical reward. But then, just when Cinderella felt her absolute saddest, her fairy godmother magically appeared to help. Let's walk through exactly how this incredible magic worked. With a wave of her wand and those famous words, bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, Step 1, a regular, ordinary garden pumpkin turned right into a golden carriage. Step 2, her kind little mice friends became 4 beautiful white horses. Step 3, an old horse became a super fancy coachman. And Step 4, her ruined, torn rags completely vanished, replaced by the most stunning blue gown and sparkly glass slippers. It was a beautiful reward for her kind heart. So the really crucial point here is the fairy godmother's strict warning. She told her, "Listen well, the magic only lasts until midnight. When the clock strikes 12, everything will turn back." Cinderella promised she'd be home by midnight, waved a happy goodbye, and rode off to the castle. Section 4. The Royal Ball. When Cinderella finally arrived at the palace, she stood at the top of the stairs, shining like an absolute star. The prince walked straight up to her and bowed. Her gentle, sweet nature instantly charmed him. They danced, talked, and laughed all night long. The prince even told her that she made him feel truly happy. For those few hours, everything was just absolutely perfect. But think about the timeline here. Time was running out really fast. Before midnight, they were dancing so happily. Then suddenly, Oh no, Cinderella heard the heavy bells ringing. Midnight strikes. She had to run away in a huge haste, dashing as fast as she could down those huge palace stairs. And because she was running so fast, she actually lost one of her glass slippers right there on the steps. But she couldn't even stop to get it. After midnight, her carriage raced away just as the final bell rang. The magic faded completely, and she was right back in her dusty rags. But she still had that one glass slipper safely tucked in her pocket. Section 5. The Glass Slipper. The very next day, the king ordered a massive, kingdom-wide search. Every single maiden had to try on that glass slipper. After searching everywhere, the duke finally arrived at Cinderella's forgotten, quiet home. The big question is, will the glass slipper fit? The stepmother greedily answered the door and straight up lied, saying her 2 daughters were the only ones living there. So where was Cinderella? Well, the wicked stepmother had actually locked her away high up in the attic just to hide her. But remember those loyal little mouse friends? They knew they needed a plan right away. Quietly and quickly, those brave little mice managed to steal the attic key right from the stepmother's pocket, raced all the way upstairs, and slid it right under Cinderella's door. They helped her because she had literally spent her whole life being so kind to them. Let's see how this all builds up. Cinderella quickly unlocked the door and ran downstairs just in the nick of time. "Wait, may I try on the slipper?" she asked. But the wicked stepmother tried one final spiteful trick, tripping the footman and causing the delicate glass slipper to fall and shatter into a million pieces. "Oh dear, now there is no slipper," the duke cried. But don't worry, Cinderella simply reached into our pocket and said, "I have the other one." And guess what? It fit perfectly. She was the princess. Section 6. The Power of Forgiveness. Now we come to the most beautiful part of our whole story, and the real, true secret to Cinderella's magic: forgiveness. Forgiveness means graciously choosing to pardon others. It means letting go of the bad things they might have done to you. Because of her amazingly kind heart, Cinderella graciously chose to forgive her stepfamily. Instead of being angry or trying to get back at them, she just chose love. And you know what? That is a true superpower. She returned to the royal palace where joyful wedding bells rang out everywhere. Cinderella and the prince were married in a beautiful, grand ceremony. But here's the best part. Even as a queen wearing a sparkly crown, Cinderella remained kind and good in every single way, always. She never, ever lost that special goodness that made her who she was in the first place. So, my young friends, I want to leave you with this final, super important question to think about today. How can you use your superpower of a kind heart today? You see, Cinderella didn't need magic to be kind. The magic came to her because she was kind. Every single time you choose to help a friend or forgive someone who made a mistake, or even just offer a warm smile, you're using the absolute greatest magic of all. Go out there and be the hero of your very own story. Thanks for exploring with me today.